Welcome to Capital Financing Friday Finance Focus for the 7th of December. This week in the news. Idea of the day. Through collaboration, the private sector can decisively act for society's good, says AXA Group CEO Thomas Buberl. Being complementary, amplifying public decisions, using our own instruments, playing on our strengths, that's how states, companies and citizens will tackle today's challenges together. Sydney property values have now fallen 9.5% since they peaked in July last year and will likely surpass the largest downturn on record, according to CoreLogic's head of research, Tim Lawless. The slide in prices accelerated in November, with national dwelling values falling 0.7%, the weakest monthly result since the global financial crisis, led by a 1.4% decline in Sydney and a 1% drop in Melbourne, CoreLogic's latest home value index shows. Forget legalities, usual practice and competitive behaviour. Ethical leadership comes down to one question: is it right? Writes Claire Payne in Boss magazine. An ethical leader encourages good behaviour and discourages the bad. Idea of the day from LinkedIn. We need to trust in the power of artificial intelligence to help us optimise our working lives, says IBM's Martina Cordertz. It's time to embrace new ways of working and new ownership models. We must treat data as assets we trade and monetise. Now's not time to be flipping houses, advised one Sydney agent. In the year ended September 30, only 1.8% of Sydney properties resold within a year of purchase, down from a peak of 3.1% in June 2015, CoreLogic says. For the 27th Reserve Bank of Australia meeting in a row this week, the cash rate has been left on hold at 1.5%. Next meeting of the RBA will be in February next year, and this means the cash rate has been at its lowest in recent history for 29 months in a row. Alliston Capital's head of global macro, Brett Gillespie, has joined the chorus of experts tipping a further decline in house prices, saying Sydney properties still have 10% to fall, just to be in line with the firm's fair value estimates. Speaking to an audience of high net worth Chinese investors at the Allfin conference in Melbourne this week, Mr Gillespie said it was a matter of when, not if, house prices fell further. It certainly can come down another 10%, and we expect it to come down another 10%, Mr Gillespie said. It's not very often I read a full report, but this one I feel is important. Scammers pretending to represent the ATO have stolen more than $800,000 in the past month after frightening people into handing over their money. The thieves use software that resembles a legitimate phone number to disguise their identities before threatening people with jail or deportation. The ATO received more than 37,000 reports of scam attempts in November, and one elderly person lost more than $236,000 over 5 months. The ATO regularly contacts people by phone, email and SMS, but Assistant Commissioner Kate Anderson said there are some telltale signs it isn't the tax office. You can be confident if there is a number displayed in your caller ID, it isn't the ATO, said Ms Anderson said. Taxpayers should be wary of any phone call, text message, email or letter about a tax refund or debt, especially if you weren't expecting it. The ATO never requests payment of debts via iTunes, prepaid Visa cards or cryptocurrency, and will not request a fee to release a refund. The tax office only takes direct credits to bank accounts with the BSB numbers 092009 and 093003. It does not send people emails or text messages asking them to click on a link to provide personal details or to download a file or open an attachment. And if you suspect that you have been contacted by a scammer, you should contact the ATO call centre. It's okay to hang up and phone them on 1800 008 540 to check if the call is legitimate or to report a scam, Ms Anderson said this week. A report by Ombudsman Kate Carnell of 1,600 business legal dispute in the past year. Almost all the disputes were with another business, and 44% were about a delay in payments or not being paid in full. Carnell said the average $130,000 cost of being involved in the dispute meant it was rarely financially worth it for a business chasing payments. There are other forms of dispute resolution. You can click the full report on the link below. Idea of the day from LinkedIn this week: Digitalisation is something that companies can turn to their advantage, writes Douglas Group CEO Tina Mueller. True, the digital transformation challenges our tried and tested notions, but it also promises an infinite number of new opportunities, she said. That's it for this week's headlines. As usual, my news sources are from linkedin.com and afr.com, and this week a special report from smh.com.au. And follow us on Facebook at Capital Financing Australia and like the page to get the weekly Friday Finance Focus.